start by saying that it was amazing. Like, to the point I always go into these interviews and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was good, but this is really amazing. So thank you.
Yay.
So good. How did you both get involved with it to begin with?
I just got a call from actually my friend Phil Johnston, who wrote the script, and I were working on a movie called Cedar Rapids together, and he said, I'm working on this Disney thing, I keep hearing your voice in my head as this character, you should look at it. And then eventually I met Rich Moore, the director, and we had many meetings where we talked about the concept of it, and I said, but we've got to get some good other people in the movie. Someone really good.
Burning.
So we got Jane Lynch.
Jack McBrayer, and this guy.
This little guy there. And so, so were you cast afterwards, or was it? And did you when did you first meet each other?
When did we first meet? We've met years before, socially.
Yeah, but on this project, it was when we were recording.
Yeah.
And tell me a bit about the recording. I know that it was quite different to normal animation. There's a lot of improv going on. So what was like a typical day's recording if you were together in a scene?
Well, we'd get in there and...
We're facing each other. We're like, this distance of us pretty much. But, we've got our microphones in a little shield, but we see each other. And it was just like we were able to really play the scenes into each other's eyes. It was so much better than... being in a booth by yourself.
We would procrastinate a lot. I'll say that.
did.
We'd drink a lot of tea and talk about anything but the movie.
And eat
then
berries.
eventually the director would be like, so here's the storyboards, then you go here, then you go there, and we start to kind of imagine ourselves into the scene, and then we do the scripted version a few times until we felt like we did it as well as we could do that day, and then we'd start to mess around. We always had hours of time to mess around.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was so fun. We'd take crazy left turns, and then, you never knew it was going to wind up in the movie. But Rich Moore, the director, is just very nurturing and warm. And
what was it like seeing the movie? Had it changed a lot from what you imagined?
The big surprises for me were the scenes that I'm not in. I'm in most of the scenes of the movie, but then there were these really funny scenes between Jane Lynch and Jack McBrayer, and I don't know, it was a kind of a relief not to have to look at yourself on screen. It was the first, I felt like I was really up there somehow. I was very much a part of the character, but it was as if there was a body department, like someone else handled the body, which was nice. I got to, enjoy it, kind of like being inside it and being a spectator at the same time.
Vanellope, I think, is a bit of a feminist, isn't she?
Yeah.
It's so nice. How does it feel to be a Disney feminist?
I know, I feel like she's the first feminist Disney princess,
And what do you think that's going to do for the kids who watch? And also the kids who kind of get to know Ralph as well. What do you think they're going to take? What have they taken away in the States? Do you know?
I think that
The kids don't tend to over-intellectualize it too much when you say, what did you like about the movie? What did you, and I've talked to a bunch of kids that have seen it, most of them, it's like, I really liked it. I liked you. I like when she calls you diaper baby. That was really funny. But I think what kids take away from it is, they feel a real kinship to these video game characters, because these characters are kind of innocent, and they live in a kind of an isolated world the way kids do. And I don't know. I think for young boys that have seen the movie, I think a lot of them feel like Wreck-It Ralph all the time. Like, I'm gonna break something, I'm gonna ruin something. Oh, I broke the, when that kind of sloppy age when you're young and you can't quite control yourself yet, and you're always apologizing for, I'm sorry, I knocked over the milk or whatever.
What was your childhood like?
It was okay. I've always been a very agile kid, actually. I've never been someone who smashed things by accident, but I'm talking about psychologically, little kids before you can really, like Ralph has an uncontrollable temper at the beginning of the movie.
And for both of you, what was your favourite scene from the movie?
It's very odd to be choked up by your very own self. It feels incredibly obnoxious if you were to look at it, but it's true. It's such an out-of-body experience when we're watching the movie. You see this little girl, you don't necessarily see yourself. You're not as judgmental as you would be at your own self, so you're able to, I felt more able to step away from it, or I was more able to. be really moved by it, you know, because it's this whole village of people that create the world and our bodies, and you know, and it was just, I was like, I'm choked up over something that is, I know it's not real because I said those words, you know, but it's just very sweet. Disney knows how to do that. Like, they'll just rip your heart out and then make you laugh, and you know.
Hi, I'm Lisa, the news editor at ITM Productions, and I'm here to introduce this guy. This is Phil.
Hi, I'm from the team at Truthloader, a YouTube channel dedicated to investigative and citizen journalism. We're also live every day with our Google Hangouts.
Make sure you don't miss out on any of the cool stuff going on the other side by hitting subscribe now.